Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your S3 buckets in AWS using three methods. That is the console, the AWS command line interface, and equally using Python Boto3, which is a Python library used to interact with AWS APIs. I know you've already seen how to do that with the console, but I'm just going to do it again so that I create a whole flow. Okay, before we do that, preliminary steps are required, and we are going to dive into that straight away. The first thing we are going to do is to go ahead and download the CLI. So right here, I have my console, which is open, and here I'm just going to type AWS CLI download, which is this one. And we are going to click on the first link. And once we are here, I'm running a Windows computer, so I'm going to click on this one. And I'm going to go in for the installer, which is this one. Okay, that was quite fast. I'm going to click on this. Okay, it opens up here. I'm just going to click on next. Here we need to accept the terms in the license agreement. You can read that on your own. I'm going to click on next. And here I'm okay with the location. I click on next, then I click on install. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes, that is what we have to do. You just accept. Okay, completed the AWS command line interface setup. Yes, that is it. We are done with that. And we can check that by going to the command line. So if I go to my command prompt and I type AWS -- version, okay, that's fine. So we have successfully installed our CLI, our AWS CLI. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to go to our console. Then we are going to go to IAM, sorry. Then I'm going to go to users, because if I want to create a bucket programmatically, I need programmatical access. So this is my user right here. I click on that. And once I'm here, these are the permissions I have, but that is not what I need. I'm going to go to security credentials because I need these credentials. Once I'm here, I can see that I have one which is available. But if you cannot remember, because you create this only once, if you cannot remember what this access key ID is, you have to create a new one. Unfortunately, I cannot remember because I created this one on the old computer and I don't have it any longer. So I'm going to create a new access key. You click on this new access key. And once you're here, you see it's private. These access keys are supposed to be private, so you're not supposed to show it to anybody. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to show you, but later on, I'm going to delete it. And yeah, so this is it. And then you have the possibility to see it only once. After this, I'll not be able to see it again. I'm going to download the CSV. Once that is done, once that has been downloaded, I'm going to close this. Okay, now I have my access keys and I'm ready to go ahead and use the command line to create my bucket. But before I do that, I'm going to use the AWS command to configure my profile using these access keys so that it can recognize that I'm the one. So what we are going to do is we are going to go here in our command line and we are going to use the command AWS configure. Okay. Now you have this, you have to put in your AWS access key. Then, where do you get this access key from? You get it from the file you downloaded. I'm going to open this file with Excel here, okay? And these are the keys we just downloaded. I'll enlarge this so that we can see. So this is my key right here. I'm going to copy that. I copy it, and I'm going to go to my command prompt, and I'm going to paste. Enter. Now it's requesting the secret access key. I'll go back to my file and I'm going to copy this as well. I copy this and I'm going to go back to my console and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, remember these things are private. I'm just showing you because it's a tutorial and I want you to see what I'm doing. But after that, I'm going to delete everything because anybody who has access to these keys is the same as having your password and can enter your account and do lots of stuff. I'm going to set my default region. Now the default region we are using right here is what I'm using is EU Central 1. Okay, depending on your region, it might be different. So once that has been done, I'm going to enter, and then the format, which format do I want to have? I'm going to use JSON. Okay, so everything has been set. Now let's go to our console and I want us to see something at the level of our bucket. I'm going to go here and search S3. I go to S3. And here, these are the buckets we have right here. Okay. Now we are going to create a new bucket using the command line. So I'm going to go back to my command line and we are going to do that using a command. So the command we are going to use here is the AWS S3 make bucket, which is MB, and we are going to use S3 again, // and we are going to give the name of our bucket. I'm just going to name this bucket created, and we don't have any error. So if we go back to our console, I'm expecting to see a bucket with the name bucket created using the CLI. Okay, we go back here. I'm going to refresh this page, and this is our bucket here. Our bucket has been created successfully. So that has been achieved. So you can create a bucket using the console and you can equally create it using the CLI. And that is what we have done right here. So the next thing we are going to do is to use Boto3, which is a Python library, to do the same thing. Here I already have my PyCharm open, and we are going to do that here. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to use a client interface. What we are going to do is I'm just going to have S3 client equals to, and I'm going to have Boto3 dot client, because Boto3 is the client interface which allows us to interact with AWS resources. And inside here, what do I need? I need S3. And where do I need it from? I need it from the region, which is EU Central 1. Okay, so that is what I need. I have an error here because I need to import Boto. So you can see here, install and import Boto package. I'm going to click on that. And here you can see installing package Boto3. So once that is done, I don't expect to see this error any longer. Okay, package installed successfully. Installed package Boto3. Okay, so you can see I don't have the mistake again. And right here, I've imported Boto3 as Boto3. Once this is done, I can go ahead and use this one to create my bucket. So how do I do that? I'm going to use a response. I'm just going to create a variable here, response equals to, I'm going to use this object dot create. No, it's supposed to be create underscore bucket, if I'm not making a mistake. And inside this, I'm going to have bucket equals to, I give my bucket name, and the name of my bucket is going to be bucket created using Boto3. Okay, I can specify the region as well, but the region is not necessary because I've already specified the region right here. But I'm still going to specify the region here. You just give region equals to, and here you're going to put EU Central, the region where you want to create your bucket. Okay, So once that is done, I can print the response, okay, to see that everything has been created successfully. Here, I'm going to put, let's run that and see what happens. I run this. So there is a mistake right here. Let's see what that is all about. Okay, missing required parameter in input bucket. Bucket must be one of these. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. The problem is here, I'm supposed to put this in capital letters. Okay, I save that and I run it again. Unknown parameter region. Okay, so the region is not a parameter that is supposed to be specified here. Oh, so I was wrong. I cannot specify a parameter here. Okay, then I'm going to run this again. An error occurred, illegal allocation constraint exception when calling the create bucket operation. We still have this error, illegal location constraint exception. So I had to go back to the documentation and see what this create bucket requires. So from here, we can see create bucket can take all these parameters. I have given the bucket, and now we have a problem on the create bucket configuration location constraint. So if I go back here, illegal location constraint, I think that parameter is compulsory. So what we are going to do is we are going to set our bucket configuration. I'm just going to copy this. And here we are going to specify our region because we cannot pass, as you can see, we cannot pass the region directly. So what we are going to do is we put a comma here and we create our bucket location constraint. Okay, so here I'm just going to remove all of these and I'm going to have just one. Yeah, I'm going to remove all of this. Yes, and I'm going to have just one, which is EU central 1. Okay, I save that and I run it and I hope it's going to work now. I run it. Oh, beautiful. So our bucket has been created using Boto3. Guys, it's not always obvious that we are going to have it the first time done. So if you have mistakes, always try to refer to the documentation. I had to go back to the documentation before I could understand what is going on, what is going wrong here. I'm going to go back to my console and we are going to check the bucket which was created using Boto3. I refresh the page and as you can see, we have our bucket right here. Bucket created using, I even wrote Boto with R. So that's no big deal. This video was just meant to show you that you can create your bucket programmatically or you can use the console. And to use the console very fast, if you're used to the console, you just give your bucket name right here. Bucket created with console. Okay. And I'm going to create my bucket. I'm just going to leave everything default and I'm going to create bucket. Oh, sorry. Bucket name contains invalid characters. And what's that supposed to mean? Okay. I create a bucket. And yeah, that was it for this video. The video was meant to show you how you can create your buckets programmatically using the CLI and equally using Boto3, which is a Python library. Stay tuned and see you next time for the next videos. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.